वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Sing Jai Radha Madhav. Jai Radha Madhav Kunj Bihari. Jai Radha Madhav Kunj Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jana Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jana Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava
Kunja
Bihari.
Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari.
Yashodanandana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajana Ranjana.
Yashodanandana Brajana
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Yamuna Tira Vanachari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Radha Govinda Shri
Radhe.
Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari.
Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari. Jaya Nitai Sachinandana Gaura Hari.
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada.
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
जय हम विष्णुपाद पद्महंस परिव्राजक आचार्य श्रोत्र शतश्री श्रीमद हिंदुवान श्री शिलाई सी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णववृंद की नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की वृंदावन धाम की मथुरा धाम की जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की गंगा माई की यमुना माई की तुलसी देवी की जय, भक्ति देवी की जय, सामवेद भक्तवृंद की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshatarine Sarvam Shri Krishna Pranamastu Krishne Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 So today we are going to read from Srimad Bhagavad-Gita, Vishwarup Darshan Yoga, which is the universal form, chapter 11. That is the chapter 11, and we are going to discuss from verses 14 to 18. So we are taking 5 verses at a time, and we are discussing those verses. So one of the important things that we have to understand is what Bhagavad-Gita is talking about. Bhagavad-Gita is actually talking about 5 important topics. So the 5 topics are, the first is Ishvara. Ishvara is the Supreme Person. Then there is Jiva. Jiva are the living entities. Then there is Prakriti. Prakriti is the material nature. And then there is Kala. Kala is the eternal time. And then there is Karma. Karma is the activities that we are doing on a day-to-day basis. So Bhagavad-Gita is dealing with these 5 topics, and the whole Bhagavad-Gita, these 5 topics will come in one way or the other. So it is specifically everywhere across Bhagavad-Gita. So in this particular 11th chapter, what we see is a progression of how Arjuna and Krishna are talking to each other. So we see that Arjuna in the beginning is not wanting to fight, and then he has got this doubt that why should I engage in this fight, and he gives lots and lots of different he says that, if I kill all these people, there will be lots and lots of difficulties in the society. So whatever things he says about not fighting the war is actually valid. To a large extent, it is valid. But Krishna gives a different perspective. Krishna actually gives a perspective that is transcending the existence in this bodily state of affairs. So what is happening in the 11th chapter here in Vishwarup Darshan Yoga is that Krishna, basically in the previous chapter, Vibhuti Vistar Yoga, which is the opulence of the Absolute, in the previous chapter, Krishna describes his various opulences. So Arjuna hears about these opulences, and he starts feeling that I have to actually directly see the Supreme Person in the form of his opulences. So then this is where this chapter starts, where Arjuna requests that, I have to see your universal form, Krishna. And then we see here that Sanjaya is talking this to Dhritarashtra, and then this is that verse. So we'll start with chapter text 14 now. Tatah sa vismayavishto, Hrishta Roma Dhananjaya, Pranamya Shirasa Devam, Kritanjair Abhashata. So the word by word, Tataha, thereafter, Saha, he, Vismaya Avishtaha, Vismaya Bhavishtaha, being overwhelmed with wonder.
being overwhelmed with wonder.
Hrushta Roma, with his bodily hairs,
With his bodily hairs,
standing on the end,
standing on the end,
due to his great ecstasy.
due to his great ecstasy.
Dhananjaya,
Dhananjaya,
Arjuna,
Arjuna,
Pranamya,
Pranamya,
offering obeisances.
offering obeisances.
Shirasa,
Shirasa,
with the head.
with the head.
Devam,
Deva,
to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
to the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Krita, Anjalihi,
With the Anjali,
with folded hands.
with folded hands.
Abhashata,
Abhashata,
began to speak.
began to speak.
So the translation is, then,
Then,
bewildered and astonished,
bewildered and astonished,
his hair standing on end,
his hair standing on end,
Arjuna
Arjuna
bowed his head
bowed his head
to offer obeisances,
to offer obeisances,
and with folded hands
and with folded hands
began to pray
began to pray
to the Supreme Lord.
to the Supreme Lord.
So this is the description that Sanjaya is saying to Dhritarashtra. And Sanjaya is actually looking at the so Sanjaya is basically so we know that they are situated in a different place, in a palace, and then this war is going on in Kurukshetra. Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra, Samaveta Yuyutsava, Mamaka Pandava Shaiva, Kim Akurvata Sanjaya. So this is the first verse of Bhagavad-Gita. So what the first verse is, what the first verse says is, Dhritarashtra is speaking to Sanjaya. Sanjaya is the assistant of Dhritarashtra, and we know that Dhritarashtra was blind. And unfortunately, what is said in the purport is that he's not only physically blind, but unfortunately, he was blind from the perspective of his attachment to his son as well, Duryodhana, right? Because, unfortunately, because of his attachment for Duryodhana, he was never able to control Duryodhana. So whenever he was doing something wrong, he was not able to guide Duryodhana into a right direction. So what happens in the end is, because he is so much attached to his son, he is not able to actually take the son in the right direction. So generally what is said about Dhritarashtra is that unfortunately he was not only blind from the physical perspective, but also he was blind from the perspective of being very much attached to his son. And here, what is happening in this particular verse is that Sanjaya is informing Dhritarashtra about what is happening in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And the first verse of Bhagavad Gita is where Dhritarashtra asks Sanjaya, what is happening in this Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra? This is like a Dharmakshetra, that is the word given to Kurukshetra. Why Dharmakshetra? Because, so what is Dharma? So let's try and understand what is Dharma first. Dharmam tu sakshat bhagavad pranitam. The example that Prabhupada gives about dharma is, it is like the characteristic of something. Like for example, if there is sugar, the dharma of sugar is that it is sweet. It is the nature of sugar that it is sweet. If we take salt, the dharma of salt is that it is salty. The dharma of say chili powder is that it will be hot, spicy. So exactly in the same way, just like each and everything has its own dharma, as living entities, as part and parcels of Krishna, our dharma is that Jivara Swarup Haya Krishnera Nityadas. It is mentioned in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that our natural position is that we are an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. So what does it mean? It means that, I have given this example many times, but it's always good to take this example. For example, this hand, right? So this hand has got value only when it is associated with my body. So if this hand is gone, then it has no value. So that is what is part and parcel mean, right? So the hand is a part and parcel of my body, and therefore the hand has got value. Exactly in the same way, we as living entities, and Krishna says, Sarva yonishu konteya murteya sambhavanteya tasam brahma mahadhyonir aham bija pradapita. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that all the living entities, the material nature is the mother, and I am the seed-giving father. So in that sense, we are eternally our natural position as living entities is that we are naturally attracted to Krishna. That is a natural position. But unfortunately, what has happened is, since time immemorial, we have been taking birth after birth after birth. It has no beginning. Anadi. It is actually mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Anadi Bahirmukha Jeev. So there is no beginning. But unfortunately, what has happened is, because we take birth after birth after birth, the moment I get this particular body, I think that I am this body. Immediately I am identifying with my body. This is my parents, and then this identification with the body becomes so strong that there is aham and mameti. So the only concept that I think about is body, because what is visible in this material world, it is body. We do not see the consciousness. This is what is called Satchid Ananda. So we, as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, we are never born, we will never die. So we are just like Krishna is Satchid Ananda. He is Sat, means existence. So Sat property. So Sat property is there in this wood also. The wood is existing. Sat property is there, but Sat Chit property is not there in the wood. What does Chit mean? Chit means consciousness. So consciousness, that is, so all the living entities, whoever, if you look at say plant also, the plant has consciousness as well. That's the reason it grows. They say there are 6 kinds of changes that happens when there is consciousness. First is it comes into existence. So just like the body comes into existence.
Something has a problem. Something has a problem.
Can I come?
So basically, we're talking about consciousness, right? So the 3 properties, it's important to understand those 3 properties: Sat, Chit, and Anand. So Sat is existence. So existence, we know, everything exists, we know that. Chit is consciousness. So for example, if I want to know that this wood is there, I need to have consciousness in me. Otherwise, I will not know that this wood is there. So consciousness is an element that is a little bit more multidimensional than existence, just existence. So Sat, Chit, and then the third aspect is Ananda. Ananda is bliss. So this is our constitutional position. Like an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. It is mentioned in Brahma Samhita that Krishna is an embodiment of existence, consciousness, and bliss. And we, being part and parcel of Krishna, just like, any part of my body has got skin, it has got muscle, and it has got bone, right? In any part we look at the body, the bone is the basic structure of my body. Then on top of bone, I have muscle, and on top of muscle, I have the skin. So basically, this structure that exists in terms of the body that we have, similarly, so what I was trying to say here is that, for example, the hand, right? The hand, that is the structure of the hand is the same as the structure of the other part of the body. So exactly in the same way, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Satchidananda. He is an embodiment of truth, existence, consciousness, and bliss. And we are also Satchidananda. So we are also, but the difference is that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Vibhu. Vibhu means he encompasses everything. He is all encompassing. That means we call the Lord omniscient, omnipresent. All these words are used. Omni word means present everywhere. He knows everything. Vedaham samatitani vartamani cha arjuna bhavishyani cha bhutani mam tu vedana kaschana. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita that as Krishna, he knows everything. He knows the whole past, whole future, whole everything. All the 3 phases of time is evident to him at once. That is the Lord. But no one knows the Lord. Mam tu vedana kaschana. Krishna actually says that the Lord knows everything at once, everyone at once. But we, being a minute particle of the Lord, we have this susceptibility of Brahma, Pramada, Vipralipsa, and Karana Patva. It is mentioned. Brahma means we have the tendency of committing mistakes. Pramada means we have the tendency of considering the temporary to be permanent. Now, what does it mean? Like, I have this body and I want this body to be there. I don't want death, right? No one wants to die. But even though no one wants to die, the death is certain, right? So this is the nature of this material world. So this is what, so we have got Brahma, which means we have tendency to commit mistakes. Pramada means Prakrishta Rupena Mada. Mada means Mada. Mada means, what it means is intoxication. So basically, so we have got this one kind of intoxication which is when someone is drinking alcohol or something. But unfortunately, we are in another kind of intoxication in this material world. That intoxication is always thinking that this is the only reality. This body is the only reality. But our original reality is consciousness. Because if the consciousness goes from my body, it is dead. It has no value. So that means the real person is Dehi. So Krishna actually mentions the word Dehi in Bhagavad-Gita. Dehi means one who is within the Deha. Deha means body. So Krishna actually gives example. Dehi nosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yavanam jara tatha dehantaram prapti dhiras satrana muhyati. So Krishna says, because there is the proprietor of the body within the body, there is kaumaram, which is childhood, there is yavanam, which is youth, and there is jara, there is old age. So because I have got this consciousness within me, the body is undergoing those changes. Many years back, my body was different. Now my body is like this. Many years afterwards, my body will be something else. And after some time, this body will go out of existence. So this is the nature of this material world. But what is constant is we as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. So when we are discussing these verses and when we go into the depths of these verses, what we are doing here is we are understanding our original nature as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna. And this can happen only in the human form of life. That is why the scriptures actually give a lot of importance to Manushya Janma. Durlabham Manusham Janma. Prahlad Maharaj says, he says, Kaumaram Acharet Prajna. Kaumaram means, as we discussed, in the childhood itself, one should try and understand this divine wisdom. Prajna. Prajna means this wisdom. Kaumaram Acharet Prajna. What is this Prajna? Dharman Bhagavatan Iha. So this Bhagavata Dharma. So we were discussing about Dharma, right? Dharma is what we are composed of. So as an eternal, so we all are eternally part and parcel of Krishna. But somehow or other, the moment when we wake up in the morning, the only thing that happens is that we are thinking of everything from this bodily perspective of existence. But our original existence is as consciousness. So some way or the other, if we can try and understand this, that is the beginning of real spirituality. Until then, it is only religious activity. So you have got Dharma, Artha, Kama and Moksha. It is called the Chatur Purusharthas. So Dharma means, we are doing all the religious activities, right? So for example, there's Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanapastha and Sannyas. The 4 ashramas are there. So generally in the Vedic times, there was this wonderful structure of life where in the first 25 years, one is very, a lot of energy is there. So that energy can be used to channel to understand my original nature. So when I understand my original nature, there is no, there is Ramante Yogina Anante. It is mentioned in the scriptures that a real yogi is constantly in a state of bliss. They do not, because they understand that this is just an instrument. Krishna actually mentions, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hrideshya Arjuna Tishtati Brahmayan Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rodhani Mayaya. Krishna actually uses the word yantra. Yantra means machine. So basically, this is like a machine, a very complex machine that we have. But if I consider this machine as me, it is illusion. It is like that is what is called pramada. So we have tendency to commit mistakes. We are under the illusion that this is the only existence, pramada. Vipralipsa is we have tendency to cheat because as human beings, there is ego. And one of the things about the ego is that the ego always wants to be right. So because of that, there is a tendency to cheat. So Vipralipsa and Karana Patva. The fourth thing is our senses are imperfect. So basically, for example, there are so many micro particles in this air, but I'm not able to see. Even if I microscope also has its own limitation, even though I'm using. So basically, our senses are very limited. So this is the difference between the Supreme Personality of Godhead and we as an eternal part and parcel of the Lord. That the Lord is called Achyuta. Achyuta means one who can fall down. Achyuta means one who never falls down. So this is like when Krishna is taking his form when he is coming as the son of Devaki and Vasudeva. He is always transcendental. This is the difference between the living entity and the Lord. So that is what is seen in this particular verse as well. So when we look at this verse, Tatah sa Vismaya Vishto. So Vismaya Avishta. So this particular verse, what is happening is Sanjay is saying to Dhritarashtra that Arjuna has become Vismaya. Vismaya means very overwhelmed, very surprised, because here Krishna is going to show his universal form, which is unimaginable. We cannot even through our imagination we can, like, there are lots of pictures and all that they show about the universal form. Where the Lord has so many heads, so many eyes, so many all the different forms are seen at once. So this is what is called Vismaya Vishto Khrishta Roma Dhananjaya. Khrishta Roma is also a very interesting word there. Khrishta Roma means, when the hairs stand on the end. That is called Roma Harsha. So basically, we have this experience, right? When something exhilarating happens, the hairs are standing on the end. That is like in a material sense. But when we are, for example, when we see the beautiful form of the Lord and we get really in a state of, sometimes the tears are falling from the eyes. Sometimes one is trembling, the voice is choking. Nayanam galadashtu dharaya vadanam gadgadarudhaya gira pulakar nichitam vapu kada tava nama grahane bhavishyati. Very beautiful verse said by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In Shikshashtakam he says, this is the situation of a pure devotee of the Lord. What happens is, so what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying is that Nayanam galadashtu dharaya. The tears come as torrents of rain from the eyes. Vadanam gadgadarudhaya gira. That I'm trembling. Pulakar nichitam vapu. So when will that time come? Tava nama grahane bhavishyati. When I take your name, O Lord, when will the time come when torrents of tears will come from my eyes? So this is that real devotion. See, generally what happens is we are say let's say the Hare Krishna mantra 3 times. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So this is in terms of saying the names. This is like a like a word in this material world. But when someone has got that love for the Lord, when they will say these names, they will be in a total state of bliss. They will be in a state of ananda, ananda chinmaya rasa pratibhavitapas. So this is the difference between Krishna actually mentions there are 4 kinds of people who come to me, and he says that those 4 kinds of people are pious. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukriti no Arjuna. Sukriti is pious. Artho jignasur artharthi jnani cha bharatarshava. He says that Artha is one who is distressed, Jignasu is one who is inquisitive, Artharthi one who wants wealth, and Jnani is one who is in knowledge. So these 4 kinds of people come to me, Krishna says. So the people who are distressed and the people who want wealth, they are in the category of this thinking that this body is the only existence. But the people who are inquisitive and the people who are in knowledge, and fortunately we are probably going in that direction. because the fact that we are here and we have this interest to discuss Bhagavad-Gita, that means we have inquisitiveness. Athato Brahma Jignasa. It is mentioned in the scriptures. Now is the time to understand what is Brahman. So Brahman is what the whole world is composed of. The basis of everything is Brahman. The example that they give is that of, say, someone is going to watch a movie, right? If you're going to watch a movie, there will be a huge screen in front of us. And the projector will be projecting the things on the screen. And then once we are sitting in front of the seat and watching the screen.
Can we play basketball outside?
Play. Basketball down, it broken.
Huh?
It broken.
Where is it?
Outside.
Show me it broken.
Go and check.
Where is
In the grass.
Yagnesh?
Yagnesh went ACC.
SEC?
Open day. He will come in 10 minutes.
Where is it?
You check outside, he came on. No?
Who is?
Yagnesh. You open the door and
Is
check.
Nitu outside?
Neetu is there, she's waiting. Go.
Is she outside or he's
Yeah,
in?
she's outside.
Joking. Is she inside?
Go and check, na? How you
Nitu's
know?
inside.
Okay, come. Om Namo Bhagavate
You can play
Vasudevaya.
with blocks other
But
than.
Nitu's inside or he's
Hare Krishna, you want to say?
No.
No? Then go. Hare Krishna only allowed here.
Okay, so let's go to that example. Right? There is a screen. So when we are watching the movie, there is a big screen, and the projector is projecting everything. And then when the projector starts projecting, we we get absorbed in that story, whatever is being shown in the story, and then we forget that the screen is there. We totally forget about it. We are just absorbed in the story, and then the story is nice. Then people will enjoy it. And then they will say it's a great movie. People will make a lot of money out of whatever the movie was made, and everyone is happy, right? The person who has made the movie is happy. The person who is seeing the movie is happy. Everyone is done. But everything is based on that screen that was there. If that screen was not there, you're not able to see it. But no one cares about the screen. Exactly, that is what is the situation in this material existence. So what is happening is, like, if we consider our own story as a movie, and that is the truth. That is the truth. You know, everyone's story is like a movie, and everyone is a hero and heroine of their movie. You know, basically the protagonist. So basically, what is happening is the whole, like, the Brahman is the basis on which everything is happening. Just like that screen, right? But no one thinks about Brahman. Because it is just there in the background. Who will think about that? But that is something that is the source of everything else. So basically what happens is, when we get this particular body, we just think about this body, and then we totally forget about what is the cause of our existence. Now, the cause of our existence is like we are like Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na Shochati na Kankshati. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita that when we understand that we are Brahman, then we do not have any Kankshati and any Shochati. Kankshati means the hankering. Because hankering happens because I identify with my body. The moment I think that I am this particular body, this body has got lots and lots of desires. That I see something and then I want that, I want this, I want this, I want that. Then I'll run after satisfying the desires. Sometimes I'll get what I desire. Sometimes I won't get. Even if I get what I desire, that will not satisfy me because I will want something else. So this is the nature of this material existence, you know. And there is Kankshati and there is Shochati. That is, I am hankering after something and then I am lamenting after something. Because if I'm hankering and I don't get, I lament. Even if I get it, it won't. That so-called happiness will not stay for a long time. It will. So this is the nature of this material existence. But our original existence is that we are never hankering after anything because we are full in ourselves. This is what is called Atma Rama. There is a word used in scriptures called Atma Rama. Atma Rama means one who is blissful within. Now that means one does not need anything else to to be blissful. One is totally satiated within. When one is in that state of existence, one will naturally get attracted to Bhagavad-Gita. Natural. Because that is the... But what happens is, because I've been taking birth after birth after birth, I have no understanding of my original nature. And because of that, there is no attraction for this discussion of Bhagavad Gita. So here, Krishna Roma we were discussing, this is that those feelings that happen when one is naturally attracted to the Lord. There is natural feelings. It's not artificial. It's not that someone is trying to make up things. It is naturally, but when there is attraction for the Lord, there is this intense feeling of separation. It is called Vipralambha. There is a particular, there is Sambhoga and Vipralambha. Sambhoga means when one is in association with the Lord. Vipralambha means when one is separated from the Lord. So that was the state of the Vrindavan Vasis, Vrajvasis. You know, when Krishna had to go to Mathura, he had his Vrindavan Leela, and then he had to go to Mathura. So when he went to Mathura, they were cursing Akrura. The Vrajvasis were cursing him because Akrura was the person who took Krishna from Vrindavan to Mathura. But then there is a statement in the scriptures, Vrindavanam parityajya padam ekam na gachati. It is said. So basically, it's all. They actually say that there is a Mathura Krishna and then there is a Vrindavan Krishna. So these are all very deep topics. So here in this particular verse, this is the feeling that Arjuna has. Roma Harsha Dhananjaya Pranamya Shirasa Devam. So this is what is. So this is when he's actually looking at that universal form, he is offering his obeisances to that universal form. Kritanjalir Abhashata. So basically, he has his Shirasa, he is bowing his head, he has his hands folded, and then he's saying this to Krishna. So we'll go to the text 15. Arjuna Uvacha Pashyami Devamstava Deva Dehe
Pashyami Devamstava Deva Dehe
Sarvamstatha Bhuta Vishesha Sandhan
Sarvamstata Bhuta Vishesha Sanjana
Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastham
Brahmanamisham Kamalasanastam
Rishimscha Sarvan Uragamscha Divyan
Rushimsha Sarvanu Uragamsha Divyan.
Word by word. Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna Uvacha.
Arjuna said. Pashyami.
Pashyami.
I see.
Devan.
All the demigods.
All the demigods.
Tava. Your. Deva. O Lord. Dehe. In the body. Sarvan. All. Tatha. Also. Bhuta. Living entities. Vishesha Sanghan. Specifically assembled. Brahmanam. Lord Brahma. Isham. Lord Shiva. Kamalasanastham. Sitting on the lotus flower. Rishi. Great sages. Cha. Also. Sarvan. All. Uradan. Serpents. Cha. Also. Divyan. Divine. Translation. Arjuna said, My dear Lord Krishna, I see assembled in your body all the demigods and various other living entities. I see Brahma sitting on the lotus flower as well as Lord Shiva and all the sages and divine serpents. Okay, so here this particular verse, Arjuna is describing what he is seeing, and a very beautiful verse. If we look at the way the verse is structured, very beautiful. The words are beautifully flowing there. Pashyami devamsh tava deva dehe. So Pashyami is, I am seeing. Devams, he is addressing Krishna. O Lord Sri Krishna. Tava deva dehe. So you are the Lord, and in your body. So basically, it is Krishna himself. So Krishna was like a cousin. He's cousin of Arjuna. So basically, because how is he cousin of Arjuna? Because Vasudeva and Kunti. Kunti is the sister of Vasudeva. So Kunti is the mother of Arjuna, and Vasudeva is the father of Krishna. So basically, they are cousins in that sense. So basically, this is what one of the things about understanding Bhagavad Gita is Bhakto Sime Sakha Cheti. So if one is not in a devotional state of mind, one cannot understand Bhagavad Gita. So if one is trying to understand Bhagavad Gita as someone who is impersonal, impersonal means that one is thinking that the impersonal is superior to the personal. So what happens in that case is, then there is no two, Impersonal means Advaita. It is called Advaita. Advaita means there is non-dual. Non-dual means there is only one. So if there is only one, who is the Bhagwan and who is the Bhakta? For Bhakti to exist, there has to be Bhagwan and there has to be a Bhakta. Then the means of the love that Bhakta expresses to Bhagwan is Bhakti. That is what is Bhakti. So, in this sense, the important thing that we have to understand here is that the real Prabhupada actually gives the example of say there is a bottle of honey. There is a bottle of honey, and if one is looking at, if one wants to taste the honey, one has to actually open the bottle and then take out the honey and then taste the honey. But if one tries to get the taste of the honey without opening the bottle, one will never get the taste. You can have a look that this is the color and this is what it is, but until and unless actually it comes to the tongue and we taste it, we never know the taste. So this is exactly this difference between an impersonal understanding of Bhagavad Gita and a personal understanding of Bhagavad Gita. Impersonal understanding is like, looking at that honey but not knowing the taste of honey. Personal understanding is actually the taste coming in the tongue and one actually understanding that sweetness. So this is that sweetness. Adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram vasanam madhuram hridayam madhuram madhuradhipate rakhilam madhuram. So there is a Vallabhacharya has composed this Madhurashtakam. A very beautiful verse. So that particular verse is saying that everything is sweet about the Lord of sweetness. So is everything okay? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice stories.
You want to go bedroom?
So this particular verse, what we are trying to understand here is that when the word Devams is used, so Arjuna is understanding that Krishna is a supreme person, and he's trying to have that relationship established between the Lord and the devotee. So that is Pashyami Devams Tava Deva Dehe Sarvams Tatha Bhuta Vishesha Sangha. So what is being said in the second line of this verse is Sarvams means all, Tatha Bhuta Vishesha Sanghan. So Bhuta Vishesha means all the living entities. So basically in the universal form of the Lord, all the living entities are seen. And then in the next line, the third line, it is mentioned Brahmanam Isham Kamalasanastham. So Brahmanam is the Brahmaji. Brahmaji who is situated on the lotus flower. So we have got this Shantakaram Bhujakashayanam Padmanabham Suresham. So one of the words that is described for Lord Vishnu is from whose navel the lotus is sprouting. And then on the lotus, Lord Brahmaji is sitting. So this is what is mentioned. Brahmanam Kamalasanastham. And then Isham. Isham is Lord Shiva. Rishimsha Sarvan Uragamsha Divyan. So he's seeing all the rishis and he's also seeing serpents and everyone else. So basically it is undescribable what Arjuna is seeing there is. But then he's trying to use words to describe it so that we can understand it a little bit. So then verse 16. Aneka bahu dharavatra netram
Aneka bahu dharavatra netram
Pashyami tvam sarvato anantarupam
Pashyami tvam sarvato anantarupam
Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim
Nantam na madhyam na punastavadim
Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupam.
Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupam.
Beautiful again. Aneka, many, Bahu, arms,
Udara,
bellies,
Vaktra,
mouths, Netram, eyes, Pashyami, I see, Tvam, you, Sarvataha, on all sides, Anantarupam, unlimited form, Na antam, no end, Na madhyam, no middle, Na punaha, nor again, Tava, your, Adim, beginning, Pashyami, I see, Vishwa Ishvara, O Lord of the universe, Vishwarupa, in the form of the universe. Translation: O Lord of the universe, O universal form, I see in your body many arms, bellies, mouths and eyes, expanded everywhere, without limit. I see in you no end, no middle, and no beginning. So, very beautiful words again, right? Aneka bahu dara vatra netram. The way this is composed, it's so beautiful. When we actually try to even just read this verse, the composition itself is divine. In that sense, it gives a very when we are reading it with devotion, we will get a kind of ananda, a kind of bliss that can never be attained by anything material. So the thing with the material thing is Adyanta Vanta Kaunteya. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita, Yehi sansparshaja bhoga dukkha yona evate Adyanta Vanta Kaunteya na teshu ramate buddha. Krishna mentions that whatever happiness that I get from the sense coming in touch with the sense objects, it has got a beginning and an end. So any kind of taste, for example, it will have an effect for some time. But if I keep trying to indulge in that happiness, it will lose its significance, and it will actually give me misery as well. For example, someone likes some nice dish, and you like the taste, and you start eating. But after some time, if you eat too much, there is an indigestion that is going to happen. So this is the nature of this, the happiness that we try to get from the sense objects. So it is called dukkha yoni. In itself, that particular act is a womb of misery. Krishna says, dukkha yone evate, and it has got a beginning and an end. So therefore, a person who is actually Buddha means one who is an intelligent person, na teshu ramate. One does not take a lot of interest in those kind of happiness. So it does not mean that one does not do whatever things one likes. That it does not mean that. It means that everything is done in limitation. Yukta ahara viharasya, yukta karmasu kaushalam, yukta swapnava bodhasya, yogat bhavati dukkha. Krishna mentions in Bhagavad-Gita, ahara and vihara. Ahara is eating, vihara is recreation. Yukta means in moderation. So when we do everything in moderation, then the yoga practice becomes natural. But when something I like, I indulge in it in extreme way, then I have to face the repercussions for that. If I indulge in it. So basically in this particular verse, what is being mentioned is Aneka Bahu Daravatra Netram. So Bahu is the hands, so unlimited hands, Vatra and Netram. Vatra is the mouths and Netram is the eyes. Pashyami Tvam Sarvato Ananta Rupam. So Arjuna is saying that, O Lord, your Rupa is Ananta. Ananta means it has no end. So it's very difficult to imagine that in our current conditioned state of existence, because unless one is in a state of mind like Arjuna, who has totally surrendered onto Krishna, and Krishna, because of his costless mercy, grants that vision to Arjuna, one cannot directly imagine that. But still, if we can try and use the limits of our imagination and try and imagine, that itself is very good to do. Pashyami tvam sarvato ananta rupam nantam na madhyam na punash tavadim. again, beautiful here. So, na antam. So, there is no end. Arjuna cannot see the end of the Vishwarupa. He cannot see the middle of the Vishwarupa. And he cannot see the beginning of the Vishwarupa. So, basically, it is like endless in a sense, without any beginning. Pashyami Vishveshwara Vishwarupa. Beautiful words there. Huh? Pashyami, I see what? Vishveshwara. The Ishvara of Vishwa. Ishvara is the actual controller of the whole universe. And his Vishwarupa. So his universal form. So this is what Arjuna is saying here. Then we go to verse 17. Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha. Kiritinam Gadinam Chakrinam Cha. Tejo Rashim Sarvato Diptimantam. Tejo Rashim Sarvato Diptimantam. Pashyami Tvam Durnirekshyam Samantad. Pashyami Tvam Durnirekshyam Samantad. Deepan Narlarka Dyutim Aprameyam. Deepan Narlarka Dyutim Aprameyam. So here the word by word, Kiritinam, with helmets, Gadinam, with maces, Chakrinam, with discs, Cha, and Tejah Rashim, effulgence, Sarvataha, on all sides, Deeptimantam, glowing, Pashyami, I see, Tvam, you, Durnirekshyam, difficult to see, Samanta, everywhere, Deepta Anala, blazing fire, Arka, of the sun, Dyutim, the sunshine, Aprameyam, immeasurable. So, what translation? Your form is difficult to see because of its glaring effulgence, spreading on all sides, like blazing fire, or the immeasurable radiance of the sun. Yet I see this glowing form everywhere, adorned with various crowns, clubs, and discs. Okay, so the three verses. It's just a description of that universal form. So in this particular verse, Shangam Chakram Gada Pangajam. So that is the four-armed form of Lord Vishnu. So that is what is being mentioned here. So he's seeing all the unlimited Vishnus as well there. So it is just unimaginable form. So you've got all the living entities, all types of demigods, all types of rishis, all types of the different Vishnu forms. So that is what is being described. Kiritinam, Gadinam, Chakrinam Cha, Tejo Rashim Sarvato Diptimantam, Pashyami Tvam, Durnirekshyam Samantat. So Durnirekshyam is an important word here. Nirikshyam is, when we are able to understand something. Durnirekshyam means not able to understand. So we see in the end what happens is, we are discussing how many, 4 verses here, 5 verses. So the first verse was Sanjaya speaking, and then there is 4 verses here, Arjuna speaks. Arjuna will also speak now 13 more verses. So there are 17 verses where Arjuna describes all these wonderful forms that he's seen. And in the end, he says that I'm too much overwhelmed by seeing this. He says, I'm too much overwhelmed, and now please show me your two-armed form. So this is one of the challenges of the universal form is that one cannot establish a relationship with the universal form. Why one cannot establish the relationship with universal form? Because it is overwhelming. Everything you're seeing so many things that in the end you say that, okay, please stop your universal form, please come back to your. That's what Arjuna will do in the end. So okay. So next verse 18. Tvamaksharam paramam vidittavyam.
Tvamaksharam paramam vedittavyam.
Tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam.
Tvamasya vishwasya param nidhanam.
Tvamavyaya Shashvata Dharma Gopta
Tvamavyaya Shashvata Dharma Gopta
Sanatanastvam Purusho Mato Me.
Sanatanasvam Purusho Mato Me.
So word by word. Tvam,
Tvam,
you,
you,
Aksharam,
Aksharam,
the infallible,
the infallible,
Paramam,
Paramam,
supreme,
supreme,
Vedit Tvayam,
Veditavyam,
to be understood,
To be understood.
Tvam,
Tvam,
you,
you,
Asya,
Asya,
of this,
of this,
Vishwasya,
Vishwasya,
universe,
universe,
Param,
Param,
supreme,
supreme,
Nidhanam,
Nidhanam,
basis,
basis,
Tvam,
Tvam,
you,
you,
Avyayaha,
Avyaya,
inexhaustible,
inexhaustible,
Shashvata Dharma Gupta,
Shashvata Dharma Gopta,
maintainer of the eternal religion,
maintainer of the
Eternal
eternal,
religion.
Sanatanaha,
Sanatana,
eternal,
eternal,
Tvam,
Tvam,
you,
you,
Purushaha,
Purushaha,
the supreme personality,
the supreme personality,
Mataha me,
Matahame.
this is my opinion.
This is my opinion.
Translation, you are the supreme,
You are the supreme,
primal objective.
primal objective.
You are the ultimate
You are the ultimate
resting place
resting place
of all this universe.
of all this universe.
You are
You are
inexhaustible,
inexhaustible,
and you are the
and you are the
oldest.
oldest.
You are
You are
the maintainer
the maintainer
of the eternal religion,
of the eternal religion,
the personality of Godhead.
the personality of Godhead.
This is my opinion.
This is my opinion.
So beautiful again. Tvam aksharam paramam veditavyam. Veditavyam means, Veda means know, knowing. So what I am knowing that you are avyam. Aksharam paramam. Aksharam means, kshara means that which gets destroyed. Akshara means that which never gets destroyed. So we as eternal part and parcel of Krishna are Akshara, but his body is Kshara. So the body will come into existence, and because it comes into existence, it will go out of existence. So this is the nature of this material existence. Whatever comes into existence has to go out of existence. But whatever has got no beginning, it will have no end as well. So that is what we are. We as an eternal part and parcel of Krishna, we have no beginning. Because we have no beginning, we have no end. But if I think that I am this body, then immediately the body has got a date of birth, and because the date of birth is there, there is date of death as well. So this is where the limitation comes in, And when we discuss these verses, like for example, when this Aksharam word is mentioned here, then we understand that the Lord is Aksharam, and we as eternal part and parcel of Lord are also Aksharam. So that is what we understand here. Tvam Aksharam Paramam. Paramam means supreme. You are the supreme indestructible person. Tvam Asya Vishwasya Param Nidhanam. Nidhanam is the basis. So the Lord is the basis of, this is what Aham Sarvasya Prabhavo. Krishna says in Bhagavad-Gita that I am the originator of everything. So that is Aham Evasam Evagre Nanyad Yat Sadasat Param Paschad Aham Yad Etacha Yo Avashishyate Sosmi Ham. Very beautiful verse in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's called the one of the 4 verses, seed verses of Bhagavatam. So what Krishna says there is Aham Evasam. So in the beginning, it was only the Lord. Aham Evasam Evagre Nanyad Yat Sadasat Param. So there was nothing else existing. It was only the Lord in the beginning. Paschad Aham Yad Etacha Yo Avashishyate Sosmiham. After everything is destroyed, what remains is again the Lord. So he is the beginning of everything, and he is the resting place of everyone. So that is what is Nidhanam here. Tvam Avyaya Shashvata Dharma Gopta. So Avyaya means again inexhaustible. Shashvata is eternal, Dharma is religion, Gopta is the knower. So he is a knower of the eternal religion. Sanatanastvam Purusho Matome. You are Sanatana means again eternal. Purusha is the supreme person, and Arjuna is saying this is my opinion. So to conclude this discussion of these 5 verses, we saw in the first verse, the verse 14, where Sanjaya was talking about what is going to happen. Then Arjuna started speaking, and then Arjuna described what he was seeing. And then we will continue in the next verses. As we said, there are 13 more verses where Arjuna will continue to describe. And one of the things about these verses is sometimes it might seem like it is a repetition, because all these descriptions are about the wonderful form, the universal form, and sometimes it might feel it is a repetition, but one of the interesting nature of this material existence is, even in the material existence there is repetition, right? Like every day morning we get up, we do all those things that we do every day, and then in the night we go to sleep. So the repetition exists in the material existence. Within that repetition of material existence, if somehow or other we can have this repetition of remembrance of the Lord, that will make our life divine. Then we will just, one of the things that Srila Rupa Goswami, he is one of the acharyas in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. What he says is, Yena Tena Prakarena Mana Krishne Niveshaye. He says that some way or the other, fix the mind on Krishna. And Krishna gives various means of fixing the mind on him. He says, Rasoham apsu kaunteya. He says that I am the taste in water. Or whatever we are drinking. If we just say that this is Krishna, immediately remember Krishna. Prabhasmi Shashi Suryayo. Any kind of light that we see from the sun, moon or electricity, immediately we can remember Krishna. So there is no point when we can forget Krishna if we can have this love for the Lord. Because it is a love that helps us remember. Like even if you look at it from the perspective of my own material body, if I love someone, I will always think about them. Like I will always think how they are doing, how are they doing well. And if exactly the same thing, if it is applied in the context of Krishna, it becomes spiritual. That's what Yashoda Mai, if you look at Nanda Maharaj, all what was there, they were always thinking about Krishna, and somehow this is what the universal form is also reminding us. So whatever we see, if we can remember the Lord, that then the goal of this human form of life is achieved. So with this, thank you very much for your time and patience in listening. If there is any comments or questions, we can discuss. Srimad Bhagavad-Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Any comments or questions or anything to discuss? No? Okay. So we will. Actually, there is this Kartik month that has started as well. So there is a beautiful prayer called Damodarashtakam that happens during this Kartik season. So Kartik season is the time when that wonderful pastime of Damodara happened. So Damodara, what it means is Dama means rope, Udara means stomach. So what happened in the pastime was, because so basically so it's an interesting pastime between Yashoda and Krishna. So basically Yashoda is giving milk to Krishna, and then there is this other milk that is being burned in the fire, which is being heated. So she's giving the breast milk to Krishna, and then the milk on the fire is getting heated, because that milk in the fire is getting heated, she has to go and look after that, and because she leaves Krishna becomes angry, and then he actually does lots of he throws away things, and he creates a lot of havoc. Then Yashoda becomes very angry, and she starts running. So this is what is mentioned. This is the wonderful nature of this pure devotion, right? This is the supreme personality of Godhead. This is like the whole universe is existing because of this person, and this person is getting afraid of Yashoda. So this is the wonderful nature of devotional service, and this Kartik month is that month where that wonderful pastime has happened, and there is a beautiful Damodarashtakam. It's composed by Satyavrata Muni. We can just discuss about the first verse. What it says is, Namam Ishwaram Satchidananda Rupam. So what that verse says is, I am offering my obeisances to Ishwara, Krishna, the Supreme Lord, who is Satchidananda Rupa. And he is an embodiment of, as we were discussing, the Sat is eternal, Chit is consciousness, and Ananda is bliss. So he is an embodiment of Satchidananda Rupam. Lasat Kundalam. He has got this in his ears. He has got that earring. Gokule Bhrajamana. He's running in Gokula. Yashoda Bhyolu Khalat Dhavamanam. He became afraid of Yashoda and he is running. Paramrashtam Atyanta Todritya Gopya. What a fortunate this lady is that the Supreme Person is afraid of her. So I offer my respectful obeisances. Beautiful Damodarashtakam prayer is there. We might do it in one of the next sessions because it's a very nice prayer to sing. But now we'll sing the Narsimha Pranamatra. Namaste Narasimhaya, Namaste Praladalada Daine, Hiranyakashipurvakshaha,
हिरण्यकाशीपूर्वक्षः
Shivasankhanatalaye,
शिलटङ्कानकालाये
Ito Narsimho Parato Narsimho,
हितो नरसिंहो परतो नरसिंहो
Yato Yato Yami Tato Narsimho,
यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंहो
Bahir Narsimho Hridaye Narsimho,
बहिर्नरसिंहो हृदये नरसिंहो
Narasimhamadim Sharanam Prapade,
नरसिंहमदिं शरणं प्रपद्ये
Avakaratamalavare Natham Adbhuta Shringa Dalita Hiranyakashipo Tanu Brinda Keshavarta Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare Jaya Jagadisha Hare
तव करकमलवरेणका अद्भुतशृङ्गा दलिता हिरण्यकशिपो तनुभृङ्गा केशवधृता नरहरिरूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे
Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya
नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय नरसिंहदेव जय
Jaya Narahari Jaya Narahari Jaya
नरहरि जय नरहरि जय
Narahari Jaya
नरहरि जय नरहरि
Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Bhakta Prahlad Jaya
जय भक्त प्रह्लाद
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaura Hari Bol नरसिंहदेव भगवान की
जय।
प्रहलाद महाराज की
जय।
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पश्चावतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिनिति नामने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश धारणे सर्वं श्री कृष्णार्पणमस्तु कृष्णे मतिरस्तु हरे कृष्ण
हरे कृष्ण
थैंक यू वेरी मच
Bro.
Very good.
Are you eating something? Are you eating some food or we are going home?
What do you want to eat?
Are we eating some food?
Yeah. You will get the prasad.
That's okay. That's okay.
Water.
And you will get other things as well. This is just
Okay.
one thing. Okay? Watch, take it. Thank you. What happened?
That's okay.
Chalo, please, don't show me.
Oh,
Warm ice में बैठ जाओ, ice में क्या हुआ? चलो, I'll give you tissue. Tractor stimulation game.
क्या क्या लगा?
It's still on.
बंद हो गया?
So what had happened?